So I haven't talked about Jody's corner in a while, but I guess he's back, and I've never talked about YoungRippa59, so this is gonna be a great combination because both of them just got into a debate. I'll admit the debate was really hilarious. It's on Young Rippa's channel. I'm not gonna play any clips. I'm gonna give you my thoughts, but to kind of sum it up, Jody had a problem with Young Rippa defending Ryan Kinno. Now I've already made a video on this that Ryan Kinno, he kept bringing up black people and Batman, and it was this whole weird situation. I already explained my thoughts on it. You can check out that video, but I'm gonna talk about this debate that happened. I have not talked about Jody's corner. Like a year ago, I remember I used to make videos on him constantly, including Andy Signor, because I do think both of them were spreading misinformation. Both of them were being toxic. I think both of them weren't doing, they weren't doing what they were supposed to do in the correct manner. And I don't think they handled it professionally. And so I used to call out Jody's Corner a lot because one of my complaints from Jody's Corner is Jody has this massive ego that doesn't allow him to actually listen to criticism and actually listen to those people and then try to adapt and become better. And so this debate. So this is from YoungRippa59. Now I've never spoke about him on the channel. I'm not a fan of him because this guy typically all he complains about is things not being comic accurate and tokenism and all that. But I gotta tell you, this man handled this debate better than Jody. I've not kept up with Jody's career on YouTube, so I could be wrong about this, but this is probably the most embarrassing debate Jody's had. And this to me is an example of the reason why I don't respect Jody. Because Jody, anytime you get into a debate with him, he'll mock you for certain things. And at time, there was this one point where Jody makes fun of Young Rippa because his studio is at his home, at his house, and Jody has a separate building, a separate place to host his show. And he tried using that for the debate. Now Jody was the one who brought Young Rippa to the debate because his debate was why is he defending racism from Ryan Kinno and all that. But it's funny because when they start off, all what Jody tries to do is he tries to diminish his career. He tries to diminish his reputation by saying, "Oh, you only got fame because of geeks and gamers and all that." And it's like, wait, but that's not relevant to debate. And I've always said this: when you debate someone, you gotta debate them about the topic you both disagree on. The minute you start bringing up things that are unrelated to the debate, then you automatically lose because it shows you have a lack of understanding of what it is you're trying to debate and all that. And I've always said that in debates. When you debate someone, you got to question, you got to talk to them about what it is you mean to talk about. And in this entire debate, I think it's around like 30 minutes, 20 minutes probably. Yeah, it's actually less. It's somewhere around there, 20 minutes. In this entire debate, Jody, he rarely brings up the race because he believes that Young Rippa is defending the racism from Ryan Kinno, or at least that's what he believes. And even though I don't agree with Young Rippa's tweet, I gotta admit, Young Rippa came in here. And in the entire time, it looked like he did want a proper debate. He looked like he genuinely just wanted to talk to a man to man. But Jody, the entire time, kept bringing up, "Oh, I'm rich. I get a lot of women. Oh my God, I have my own studio. You only use your own home studio." And I'm sorry, but when I was hearing what Jody was saying, it's clear to me that this guy is insecure and he has such a large ego, and it reminded me of last year when I used to make videos on him. I stopped because after a while I realized he's not going to change, he's not going to improve, he's not going to even listen to me, so what's the point? But I'm making this video because I do want people to know that if you take I don't look, if you're a subscriber of Jody's Corner, great. um and everyone likes their content. And if you're a fan of Young Rippa 59, hey, cool, man. That's cool too. But we have to acknowledge that Jody has such a fragile ego that does not allow him to grow, to listen, and to improve. And I know Young Rippa can bring up fat jokes, but to be fair, I'm gonna respect Young Rippa. So I'm a fellow fat person. I'm a fat person, okay? You can see my belly rolls, you can see my double chin, you can see everything, all right? Young Rippa did bring up weight. Now, if Young Rippa had brought out weight, like let's say the minute they first started talking, Young Rippa started saying, "Hey, you're fat, you're all this, you're that," I would have discredited Young Rippa. But the thing is, the entire time, Jody kept making fun of his beard. He kept making fun of his reputation. He kept making fun of that he works for Geek, or he doesn't work for Geeks and Gamers, but he assumed he got popularity from Geeks and Gamers and all that. And then he talked about when Zack Snyder disrespected Geeks and Gamers on stream, like a year ago when they were doing their charity stream and all that. And Jody never brought up the point that he was trying to make, which was, him calling out Young Rippa for defending Ryan Keno's racist part of the review and for the Batman. And this entire time, I'm thinking to myself, Jody, if you bring on a man to debate you, debate them about what it is you're trying to talk about. When I make my videos on certain content creators, I bring up my problem with that content creator and talk about that. Go watch my video on Ryan Kino. You'll notice that I don't talk about Ryan Kino's beard. I don't talk about his hair. I don't talk about his studio. I don't talk about anything of his personal. All I talk about is his comments, my problem with those comments, and then that's it. That's what I did in my video, because that's what everyone should do. We should talk about that major problem you have, because the only way a problem can be solved is if you acknowledge that problem and you do something to solve it. But when I'm watching this, Jody didn't. It's like Jody. I feel like Jody's plan was, let's make him feel nervous. Let's make him scared. Let's do that to him before he debates him. Now look, Jody has actually look. I've not watched a lot of Jody's Corner, but I remember when he debated Film Gob. I think he did a proper job at debating Film Gob. He brought up his problems. He brought up things. Now I'll admit, he probably shouldn't have had Luis and Andy Signor in the back, because it is a 3v1 when it should be a 1v1. But during that debate, you could see Jody had the upper hand because he knew how to speak. He knew what he had to bring up. But in this debate, all he does is yell about and then he got mad when Young Ripper brought up the fat joke. It's like, wait, you make fun of his beard, you make fun of his studio, you make fun of the fact that he has a wife, you make fun of all that. But the minute you bring up weight, the minute he brings up weight, that's when their problem is. And look, us fat people, we have to acknowledge that, our weight is something we make fun of. And look, people have made fun of me for my weight. And look, it's not right. I don't think people should be bullying, but the minute you start mocking somebody else and the minute you start laughing at somebody else, at that point you lose all credibility. At that point, other people have the right to mock you and criticize you. And it's like, and it's not like he was even trying to mock him for his criticism or anything. What he was doing is he was trying to manipulate him. He was trying to make this false narrative, saying, "Oh my God, you don't have a studio." Oh my, and then he brings up that he gets multiple women. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I doubt that. I'm sorry, Jody. You're not very attractive. I'm not attractive either, so it's not like I can talk. But either way, Jody, like, what was the point? You're talking about the topic of racism with him, and all you do is talk about, oh my God, I get a lot of women. And I like how Young Rippa responded. Look, I'm not here to look. I don't know if any of you guys are in open relationships, married, whatever. Whatever you do is fine, as long as you're not trying to use it as a, oh, I'm better than you kind of form. But I like how Young Rippa was like, well, I have a wife, and that's what I respect about him. He was like, why would I want multiple women when I can just have my wife? Which is why I respect Young Rippa. And I'm not saying you can't, like, whatever relationships you guys are in, that's cool and all. But I love how Young Rippa responded calmly, and he was like, well, I have a wife. Why would I care? And Jody, I'm sorry, Jody. You're a grown man. You're a grown adult. You're a grown man. You're a grown adult. You've been on YouTube for long enough to know the platform. You understand the movie talk community. You understand everything. Watching you lose so badly to Young Rippa is embarrassing. And the thing is, he's done this in the past. It's that he doesn't seem to. And look, he always brings up the race card. It's something that frustrates me with Jody, is in the past he's brought up the race card. And don't get me wrong, obviously there's major racism on YouTube. Even I'm not black, obviously. But I remember I would get like some racist comments that are against black people in my own comment sections when I would defend people of color being in movies and all that. And so obviously I obviously believe I believe it when Jody says that he's been called racial things, he's been racially targeted, but it feels like any time somebody criticizes him, all he does is, oh yes, let's bring up the race card. Oh my god, someone's racially targeting me. Like for example, Film Gob. Film Gob, I think he called it Jody's crack corner. Now I don't even like Film Gob, to be honest. I've always thought he was overrated. But he called Jody's corner Jody's crack corner, which is seen as a derogatory term for black people. What I don't like about what Jody when Jody argued with Film Gob is he tried making it seem like Film Gob intentionally was being racist. The term crackhead, which he does bring up in this video in Crack Corner, you have to understand that that's not just synonymous with black people. That's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I hear the word crackhead, I think of white people. That's what I've always thought of, white people. And so when Jody brings up that it's derogatory to black people, you know, to me, you also have to understand where the person's coming from. Do they know that information? Is that really all that obvious? Unless they say something really, really offensive, and I'm not going to say it, but if they say something that is obviously offensive, then yeah, point them out. But Film Gob clearly wasn't trying to say it in a racist way. Do I think Film Gob should have said that? Nope. But he clearly wasn't saying it in a racist way. And anytime anyone attacks him or criticizes him, he always brings up the race card. And look, of course, people of color are always targeted in this country, not in this country, in the world, obviously. But that don't mean that you can bring it up in every single debate. It doesn't, and that's actually what I've been saying for the last couple of years. When I talked about Jody's corner, I would constantly get so exhausted of hearing him bring up the race card. Eventually, Jody, when you get into a debate, eventually you're gonna have to bring up the actual topic. And I'll also say this: I think Jody beat Film Gob in a debate. That one time they debated, he brought up, "Hey, why do you keep making compilation videos of me? They're all cut out of context, all this." And he brought up good points, and Film Gob never really defended himself all that properly. But when Young Rippa came here, and he barely had to do anything, the dude completely annihilated Jody without even having to make the topic the main conversation. That's the problem, Jody. It's like Jody is insecure about his own debating skills and his own ego, that his goal is, let's try to scare him off by mocking his other personality traits or his facial, I don't know, whatever. And let's try mocking him so that way I can win the debate easily. And that's the problem with Jody's corner. Jody never brought up, or he rarely brought up the topic, but he mainly tried talking about his individual success, and he even tried mocking Young Rippa for having a studio in his room. That's pretty cool to me. Look, I won't lie to you. If I, let's say I do YouTube full time someday, if I do YouTube full time, I would want my studio in my house. I would make a room dedicated. Maybe get some soundproof walls, get a better mic, get some better equipment. I would do all that. Make the background look all nice and neat. I would rather be at my house, so that way when there's a certain topic, I can just quickly go to a certain room and then do my videos. Now, that's what I'm doing right now. This is my bedroom. This is my bedroom. And that's where I do all my videos. But I won't lie to you. I'd still want it to be in my house, unless I have like a big, like, let's say I have like 6, 7, 8 people who are also co-hosts or whatever, or need to run the equipment. But I would rather still have it be in my house. It's much easier. It's more affordable. But Jody, the entire time, he tried making it seem like a monkey, and then he tried making fun of Young Rippa's beard. Let's look at his beard right now. That's a good beard. That's a James Harden beard. That thing's full. There's no patchiness at all. It's similar to Jody's. The only thing is he doesn't grow it as long as Jody. I don't get what was the point of bringing up that debate. But overall, dude, Jody, you gotta either you stop debating people or you learn how to speak to people. Because constantly bringing up the race card, constantly having to bring up a person's look and all that, you do realize how stupid you look when you do that. It doesn't make you look smart. It doesn't make you look intelligent. it just makes you look like an idiot, like an idiot. And it's like, I've gone into debates with people like this. I like debating people. I especially when it's a topic I fully understand. And look, I've lost debates. I've won debates, even on this channel. You guys have seen me debate some people in the past, or, and to me, the whole point of a debate is not to get one person to agree with you or not. It's about two people who have a certain disagreement, and you both talk about it. You talk about that debate. You talk about the problem you guys have, and it's not about trying to get one side to agree with you. It's about both of you acknowledging each other's position and trying to talk it out. And there's no winner. There's sometimes there are winners and losers, but typically it's a conversation between two people, and you're trying to hash out that debate. And Jody, I don't think he got that memo, because when he first saw YoungRippa, his first goal was, hey, let's mock him. Let's make fun of him. Let's try to make fun of his reputation. I'm sorry, but anyone who takes Jody serious, anyone who takes him serious, I'm sorry, but I don't know how you can take him serious after this. Because YoungRippa wasn't even trying. It didn't even look like he was trying. And I don't even like YoungRippa all that much. But he didn't even look like he was trying. He just came on. He was like, holy crap, this guy clearly is insecure. And look, I'm insecure. I've been insecure in the past. I bet some of you guys are insecure too. And look, everyone's insecure. That still doesn't change the fact that in this debate, instead of actually bringing up that topic, which he does, but very little, instead of bringing up that debate, he decides, hey, let's mock him. Let's mock his credibility, which I think is absolutely embarrassing. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. That's all I really had to talk about. But Jody, I've not talked about Jody in a while. Maybe I'm going to have to get back in the ring. Maybe try, I'm not even going to lie to you. If I was to ever debate Jody, I could already see quickly what he's going to try bringing up. It's kind of obvious. It seems like he has a specific plan, because I've seen this a lot. And this is coming from a guy who believes he completely annihilated Film Gob in his debate. Like, how long ago was that? Like, was that a year ago or 2 years ago? I don't remember. But dude, I'm sorry. And it's weird. He tried bringing up that YoungRippa has he tried making it seem like YoungRippa was this small YouTuber, even though he has 450k subscribers, while Jody has 60k, which to me, I don't care the amount of subscribers you have. It doesn't make you better. All it means is you have a bigger platform. That's all it means. To me, it's about just make the best content you can make. And he tried to diminish, and he kept saying that YoungRippa's career was made from Geeks and Gamers, which I honestly don't know, because I don't know. I didn't know YoungRippa before Geeks and Gamers or all that, so I can't really answer that. But Jody, a lot of people know you from Andy Signor, Popcorn Planet. A lot of people know you from that. It doesn't mean that's where your reputation started, but a lot of people know you from that. So I think it's best you calm down.